Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a spread for my 2-year armyversary, which if you don't know what an armyversary is, it's basically just the anniversary of when you became an army. So my 2 years was on Friday, which is May 1st, and I wanted to do a spread to sort of commemorate it. Last year I did one for my 1 year and I did this like really intense collage of like a bunch of little tiny pictures of BTS. You can find it on my Instagram page. But yeah, so I wanted to do something a little bit different this year, and I wanted to sort of like catalog a lot of the things that I have experienced with BTS as an army. And at first I wanted to do like a lot of things, like I wanted to say, you know, like they've won this many awards in the past 2 years, and you know, they've put out this many albums and this many music videos. But it started to get kind of hard to do that when I started writing things down, because it's like, you know, do I include every single little award ever, or do I include, you know, like Japanese versions of albums and repackages, and you know, do I count music videos like the Black Swan like art film, you know, things like that. So I decided not to do that instead, and I would just sort of catalog some like big events that happened in the past 2 years. And of course there are a ton, because BTS has done so much in the past 2 years, but I just wanted to pick a couple that really stood out to me personally as an army. So I did this little Dutch door thing, which I realized that I actually did a Dutch door spread for my armyversary last year too, but this one is a little bit different. That's where I decided to kind of showcase these different things, and then I would do, you know, some lettering and then some photos in between. Also, bear with me, there are a couple times in this video where my autofocus was just not my friend, and I didn't realize how out of focus things were, so I promise that it does eventually get better. So yeah, so on this part I'm doing, I wrote YouTube records, which there have been several, but the one that I was really showcasing was the one that they broke for Idol, which I believe is the one where they broke Taylor Swift's record, which was really cool and like such a huge deal at the time. I mean, it's still a huge deal, but you know what I mean. And then I did the Grammys, which they've been to the Grammys twice now and even performed at them. But I'm really mostly talking about the first time because that was just so iconic. And then I also did Time Magazine because they were on the cover of Time Magazine, which I remember being like, it's such a huge deal as well. And I also, of course, had to include the United Nations speech because that will always be iconic and just something that I think a lot of people really like resonate with a lot. And then I put BBMA performance, which they've actually performed more than once at the BBMAs now, but I'm mostly referring to the first time, which was when they performed Fake Love, and it was the first time performing at the BBMAs, which is a really big deal. And personally, Fake Love is one of my favorites and some of my favorite choreo, so it was really, really cool to be able to watch that on TV here in America. So on the back side of the Dutch door spread, I decided to do SNL, which again was another big deal, you know, that they got to be on SNL in America, because I don't want this to seem like I'm like centering everything around America, but I am American. So again, these are just things that like were kind of a big deal for me to see. So I did SNL, and then I did sold out stadiums because, you know, they've done it several times now. But at the time when they had announced shows for Wembley, like people did not believe that they could sell out Wembley, and they did it twice. So I put that, and then I put New Year's Rockin' Eve because that was another thing that was like kind of a big deal for me as an American to see them on that show with a lot of other, you know, big name artists and celebrities. On this side, I wasn't able to fit in pictures of everything just because of the way the pattern worked out. So I did not put a picture of a sold out stadium, which is kind of disappointing because I really kind of wanted to use a picture, you know, of like the stadium with all the army bombs, but that's okay. I felt like I needed to have pictures of the other two things more than that one, so that one sort of lost out. And then on the other side, I decided to do this little army profile. Originally, I was going to do something like sort of saying, you know, like I have this many albums, I've been to this many concerts, you know, things like that. But since I wasn't really doing that with the BTS part of it, I decided not to do that. And instead, I decided to do my bias, my favorite song, my favorite music video, and my favorite album. So as most of you know, my biases are Taeyang and Jungkook, and then my favorite song, which was really hard to pick because honestly I have a lot of favorite BTS songs and it kind of like depends on the mood. I feel like all their songs are so different and they have so many songs, it's hard to pick one. So I decided to go with the song that I feel like I listen to the most, which honestly is Blood, Sweat and Tears. Like there are other songs that I feel like have a lot more meaning behind them to me personally, but this is just one that I like always go back to. I cannot ever skip this song. It was the song that originally got me into them, so I decided to go with that one. Music video is also hard too, but honestly, Fake Love, it just has to win. It has to win out because I watched that video so many times. The Unkinetic film was a close second, but I had to go with Fake Love. It's some of my favorite choreography. Also, I had to reprint the picture for the favorite music video because I kind of messed up what I wanted to do. So while that was printing, I moved on to favorite album, which is Love Yourself Tear. I think that part of the reason that this is my favorite album probably has to do with the fact that it was my first comeback, so it's really special to me. But also I just love every song, like not a single skip on that entire album, let's be real. So then I wanted to add like a little bit more decoration, and I have this washi tape that I got, I think from the army membership. Yeah. And so there's this part of it that's just, it says army and BTS and it has our symbols on it, and I went with that to like go with the black and white theme, which I also realized I forgot to mention the black and white theme. The reason I decided to go with a monochrome theme is because I saw Keynotes do a monochrome theme for her May Plan With Me, and it just like really inspired me to do a monochrome theme, so that's why. And then I just used some other washi tapes to kind of, I don't know, spice up the page a little bit. And then I'm just writing about, you know, like what BTS means to me, all of the things that they've done for me in the past 2 years, and how much I love them. And I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm afraid that I will start crying again. But just know that I love them more than life, and I can't imagine ever not being an ARMY. So here's a look at the final spread. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's pretty simple, but it has like a lot of cool qualities to it, and I feel like it really showcased the things that I wanted to showcase. So if you like this spread and you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!